anybody that you will have a hard time forgiving?
Yes, the principal, the foremost principal, my chief oppressor, no other than the former president. I've been saying that. I have already forgiven the rest, all of them, including the former Secretary of Justice. I've forgiven him already. And all those who aided, those who acted as handlers of these witnesses, and especially those witnesses, every one of them, I've forgiven already, even though most of them did not ask for forgiveness. Only about 2 or 3 of them asked for forgiveness. But the president, the former president, not yet. I'm not ready to do that. Pinakialaman, and then pinasauli dun sa trial court at pinasulat muli yung desisyon. So I was very dismayed. That's why I have to say that I've been vindicated multiple times. You know, those cases one by one, it was dismissed out of my way, and then vindicated also because the truth has been coming out. You know, some of the witnesses have recanted or signified their intention to recant, and then the hearings before the Quad Committee, which shows who are the actually involved in the illegal drug trade. So I felt vindicated because that's what I've been saying all along. You know that with respect to the culpability of the Dutertes, also in the DDS killings and all that, because it originated. My case, my persecution, originated
when you were DOJ secretary.
When I was CHR.
When you were CHR rather, yeah.
Because
nauna pa pala yun.
Nauna pa, noong 2009 pa, yung DDS. And then SOJ and then Senate, especially sa Senate. Kaya nga ginawa yun sa akin. I was first ousted as the chairperson of the Committee on Justice and Human Rights when I started that investigation, and especially after I presented Mr. Edgar Matubato as a witness there. So the majority of my colleagues in the Senate ousted me. So, and then nagkaroon ng that, you remember that hearing in the House of Representatives, that kangaroo hearing, you know, the slut shaming and all that. Kulang na lang talaga itapon sa akin yung buong kitchen sink. And then that resulted in the filing later of those bogus charges. So, eto na naman. Bakit, you know, dumaan na nga, and I willingly subjected myself to the scrutiny of the courts. I did not escape. I did not evade justice. And I continued, even if it was difficult for me, I had to continue keeping my faith in the justice system. Because it's only within the justice system that I could be vindicated. Nowhere else. Saan ako pupunta? Mamumundok ba ako? Tatakas ba ako? I could have applied for asylum. I knew I had good basis for asylum, and unlike the other one, has applied also for asylum over there at The Hague.
Attorney Harry Roque.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So I think if I applied for asylum, it would be granted because there was clear case. We could easily show that it was a case of political persecution because of my stance against the extrajudicial killing. So ito na naman, bakit hindi ako I hope this is the end of it.
I was actually going to ask you that. Is there anything pending?
No more?
Because I was trying to read, I don't think there's anything pending among all
the cases, the drug cases, none, because there were only 3, and all of them have been dismissed already.
You were in detention for, is it 2454 days? 2,454
2,454 days.
2454
days. 6 years, 8 months, and 21 days.
Congresswoman, is there anybody that you will have a hard time forgiving?
Yes. The principal, the foremost principal, my chief oppressor, no other than the former president. I've been saying that. I have already forgiven the rest, all of them, including the former Secretary of Justice. I've forgiven him already. And all those who aided, those who acted as handlers of these witnesses, and especially those witnesses, every one of them, I've forgiven already, even though most of them did not ask for forgiveness. Only about 2 or 3 of them asked for forgiveness. But the president, the former president, not yet. I'm not ready to do that.
2,554 days.
2,454
days in detention. When you were out, I remember I was able to speak to you. You were on your way to Manawag, I think the day after, and you were actually being told, advised not to go for security purposes. Of course, those people have supported you, are very happy, enthusiastic that you had been acquitted. Now it's a different chapter, you know, it's a moving on chapter, and you are now going to be, well, you're a congresswoman already, and you will be part of the public prosecutors against Vice President Sara Duterte. We're gonna talk about the impeachment now because Congresswoman Laila is part of the team of prosecutors that will prosecute Vice President.
May I just clarify that I'm not yet officially a member of the prosecution panel, because it's just yesterday that me and Representative Chel Jokno became officially members of
The 20th
20th Congress. So we're just waiting for the notice from the House, maybe the House leadership, as to our appointment as members of the panel.
But there's number one, there's no turning back, and there won't be any change of mind from the House or yourself and Congressman Chel.
Yeah, on my part, no, because I said yes already, and so did Congressman Chel. We said yes already to the invitation, to the offer of Speaker Martin Romualdez. But as to the official action of the House of Representatives, we still do not have that.
When do you think this should happen? Because just so there is no confusion here, the House already submitted its manifestation with resubmission of entry of appearance, meaning yung prosecutors po ng 19th Congress re-entered
yes.
yung kanilang appearance, but without you and without Congressman Chel Jokno yet. When do you think this will happen?
So there's got to be a supplemental entry of appearance where the two of us will already be part of the panel. Now, it could be at the first regular session, the first session day of the House after the sauna.
I question that, Congresswoman, because hindi pa pwedeng ngayon, because you're already officially part of the 20th Congress, and in fact, there were House prosecutors who were saying that it's possible that the impeachment, or there could be a pretrial, a schedule of the pretrial now, between now
Yes.
and July 28th,
Yes.
during the President's State of the Nation address. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it can be now and later, but it really all depends on the House leadership. They can in fact invite us already in their meetings, even if we're not yet officially members of the prosecution panel, just to get to know things and get to know what's really happening, the developments within the prosecution panel. There's no legal impediment about that, but maybe they're eyeing a collective action from the House of Representatives, that they would officially name us and nominate us as part of the prosecution panel, as new members in addition to the current members of the prosecution. Because there's supposed to be 11 members of the prosecution panel, but I understand 2 were not re-elected, and so we, Congressman Chel and I, are
we
here.
will replace them.
Yes,
the two.
we have not received any notice or any information from the House that they're taking back their offer to us as members of
I'm
the
just
panel.
making sure that you're still there, because with the intent of the House prosecutors to kind of fast track this impeachment and to begin.
Yes.
That's why I guess I'm questioning why there hasn't been an entry of appearance for yourself and Congressman Chel. So, are you is there a doubt here anywhere that there's a change of mind on their end?
Although it's not impossible, within the realm of possibilities, pwede yun, but I doubt, because I have not really known of any information, of any notice about that, or any sense about that.
Okay.
And I think